Okay, in part 2 of Flow Arena Setup, we'll look at setting up the rounds, assignment queues, and numbering rules, and why we do them as we do. At national tournaments, a flow chart is made up ahead of time by USA Wrestling to show what will be wrestled in what sessions. The chart will look similar to this. Notice in session 1, we're going to wrestle round of 64, round of 32, and 2 rounds of consolation. Then in session 2, we'll be wrestling the round of 16 and 2 consolations also. And then here in the quarterfinals, that would be in session 3, we're going to showcase these matches. So we're going to have to have a separate queue for every round after we split them out. That's what USA Wrestling wants. So come back here. If you notice here, we could select auto. We want to turn these on so they're all on ahead of time. So we just click in each one. I did this ahead of time. We have around the 64. And then we have our placement matches. Finals was up above, 3rd, 5th, 7th. And then we have our consolation matches, which is Consi of 32, 1 and 2, 16, 1 and 2, 8, 1 and 2, Consi of 4, which is the ones that go with the semifinals, and of course the consolation semis. So we just click them all to on. You can do it automatically once you build the brackets, but we want to set everything up ahead of time. So now we go to assignment queues, and we need to make a queue for each session. And then once we break out the showcase rounds, usually quarterfinals, we need to make a separate queue for each round. So this is going to be 16U freestyle session 1. Click down here, we pick 16U, and we're going to pick what rounds are in there. So we know we're going to do the round of 64, the round of 32, and the 2 Consi rounds of 32, 1 and 2. They're going to be in that first session. We do them in order, so it's easier to keep them in order, and just makes more sense. Otherwise it gets confusing. Session 2. Oh. I forgot to put the name in here. As you can see, you can fix it when you do mess up. So now I'm on session 2. I'm going to pick what rounds we want, which is a round of 16 and the 2 consolation rounds of 16. And the name is session 2. Okay, so now we're to the 16U quarterfinals, which we want to split out. So as I said before, we got to make a separate round now for a separate queue for every round. Quarterfinals. Our next one would be semifinals. Now, one thing I should mention here is in flow tournaments, they like to put different tournaments together. So you do need to say 16U freestyle ahead of everything, or junior freestyle, because there could be multiple tournaments running in the same tournament. So you're not selecting the wrong item or wrong group, working with the wrong group. We got to make one for each placement match. Notice I forgot to put freestyle there. I can go back and fix that. And last but not least, 16U freestyle, 7th place. Just double checking everything, make sure I got everything, and we're all good. Now we have to go to numbering rules, and we start each numbering rule. We have to make a numbering rule for each assignment queue that we made. We're going to start each one at 1 until we go bracket everything and we start numbering, and we'll show you that in a later video. So we're going to start at 1. First assignment queue is session 1. Then session 2, start at 1. Quarterfinals, session 1, starting number 1, and consolation of 8. And number 2, and then you can click this and that will drop everything down. Semifinals. See a 4. Consolation semis. First place match. Third place. Fifth place. And 7th place. Now, one thing I want to show you is we could have started these all off on 1 and did all the cues together. But what happens is, this is how they would be numbered. The quarterfinals here and the consi of 8 would go from here to here and then back here to here. What we want them numbered as is from here down numbered, and then we start from here down, so it's easier for the wrestlers to keep track. And the same thing for semifinals. We want them to otherwise they would go from here to here to here to here. And the placement matches would do the same thing, where we would rather have them in order this way than number these. That's why we have to do it the way we're doing it. And USA Wrestling, once we split out the showcase matches, wants each round done separately, a separate assignment queue, so they can do what they want. All right, so now we're all set up with we have double check everything here, which we're good. And we are done with the setup. Next, we'll show you how to do weigh-ins and double checks, and we'll come back and show you how to bracket everything.